When talking about aquascape, this is one question that comes to mind. CO2 or no CO2? CO2 aquascapes looks insane. Non-CO2 tanks looks kinda meh. But here's the problem. Most people fail the awesome looking ones. One wrong move and your dream aquascape turns into a nightmare. So before you waste your money, kill your plans, and just quit everything, let's settle this once for all. Welcome to Taj Mahal Aquatics, and today we're breaking down CO2 versus non-CO2 aquascape. And it's not just about which one is better, but also which one you can actually survive. So stick around, and by the end, I'll tell you exactly which one you should pick based on what kind of aquascaper you are. But before we settle this down, quick question. Should we even use CO2 in aquascapes, or is it just a waste of money? Because it's not just about which is the best, but it's about which one you can control. You may see CO2 tanks with fast growth, spectacular colors that make you tempted to try one. But let me save you from that trap and also quitting this hobby in 2 weeks. CO2 doesn't just grow your plants, but also puts you to shame. Try to be lazy, that was once lush aquascape becomes a haunted forest. And being forgetful, your fish started to gasping, suffering. Meanwhile, with no CO2, everything is more peaceful, calm, low stress, lower cortisol. Until 3 weeks when nothing grows. And now you're questioning your life choices. If you're impatient, non-CO2 tank will drive you insane. If you're lazy, CO2 aquascapes will shame you quickly. Let's start with CO2, aka planted aquarium on steroids. You inject carbon dioxide, and suddenly, your plant that was once meh turns bloom. And if you choose to go with CO2 setup, here's what you get. First, growth speed. It grows in weeks, not months. Second, plant freedom. With CO2 setup, you can just choose whatever plants you want. Monte Carlo, HC Cuba, red plants that does turn red, everything is unlocked. Third, visual impact. Better growth, better colors. You get Instagrammable aquascape level. Fourth, algae control. Healthier the plants, better algae competition. If you do it right. And lastly, ecosystem boost. You are basically supercharged the whole system. But as wonderful as CO2 addition to aquascapes, here's where people mess up. First, cost. CO2 setup is not cheap, and your wallet may cry for help. Second, more maintenance. More trimming, more monitor, more adjustment. Skip one of the steps and your tank becomes a haunted forest. Third, balance issue. CO2 increases everything. Light demands, nutrient demand, and your responsibility. Too much CO2? Yeah. Everything is all over the place. Fourth, algae backfire. It may help your plants to prevent algae, but if you mess this up, you can create algae haven. Lastly, complexity. Having a CO2 tank is more of a rocket science, especially for beginners. CO2 aquascapes may look awesome, but it can also shame you fast. Now for the non-CO2 aquascapes. The low stress, low cortisol version of aquascaping. Just you, the plants, and patience. Sure, the plants grow slower, but at least it's more manageable. And here's what you get for skipping the CO2 in your tank. First, low maintenance. No gas system, no constant adjustment, just peace and tranquility. Second, budget friendly. Your wallet finally relieved. No CO2, less to spend. Third, beginners friendly. Easier to maintain, understand, and manage. Fourth, stability. No risk of CO2 overdose. Your fish feel safer. And lastly, lower risk of algae backfire. Less aggressive system, less chaos. But as amazing as non-CO2 setup sounds, don't get too happy first. There are a few things no one also tells you. First, slow growth. With no CO2, don't expect any miracles within a week. 2. Limited plants. Some plants won't thrive without CO2. Third, less wow. Especially on early stages. Your tank won't look insanely awesome overnight. Fourth, still can grow algae. With no management, you still lose. Non-CO2 Aquascape won't destroy you fast, but it tests your patience slowly. Let's see why people fail both setup. With CO2 aquascapes, most people fail because they inject too much too fast. They have high light but no nutrients. And they also have that set it and forget it mindset. While with no CO2, most people fail because too much lighting, which causes algae, expecting fast growth, which is impossible with no CO2, and overcomplicating a simple setup. It's not about the setup that fails, it's you that put too much expectations. So which one is better, CO2 or non-CO2? Let me show you how you decide. Choose CO2 setup if you are impatient, detail-oriented, doesn't mind maintenance, and want a high-end Instagrammable look. Choose non-CO2 setup if you are busy or lazy, beginner or on a low budget, or just want a chill tank with no headaches. The best aquascape is not just about the most awesome one. It's the one that you can maintain without driving you crazy. And there you have it, everything you need to know about CO2 Aquascape and non-CO2 Aquascape. One of them is more awesome and more Instagrammable suited, while the other doesn't need fancy equipment or Instagram exposure to be amazing. But regardless the setup you choose, the best one is not about the looks, but how you can handle it yourself. And that's a wrap for this video. And are you on Team CO2 or non-CO2? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to judge, to know. And if this video saved you from making a bad decision, hit the thumbs up and share it to a friend before they make a wrong decision on trying Aquascape. And subscribe for more fun or helpful fish keeping content, as there are more you don't want to miss here. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.